Welcome back to Divine Dish. Start simple and build from there. Cooking isn't a race. You're not in a competition. Don't take on more than you can handle. Be honest with where your skill set is at. Focus more on refining fewer, simpler steps rather than going for more complicated dishes that you're not quite ready for. Remember, a professional can make things look very easy, and to them it is because they've worked very hard to achieve that level of skill. So it's your job to elevate where your skills are and work on building confidence to improve and refine them. It's okay to start from where you are. With practice, you can feed yourself delicious, healthy food. So today we have filet mignon. Ooh, fancy. With hot cherry peppers and a light tomato, basil, red onion salad. Nice and summery dish. So this is a whole tenderloin of beef, otherwise known as filet mignon. And right now I'm just taking off the chain. The chain runs alongside the tenderloin itself. It's ingrained with a lot of different fat and gristle and tendon. So normally it's removed and then the meat is cut out into its own pieces and used for stew meat, or it's used to be ground down into ground beef. First, I want to trim the outside fat and silver skin from the tenderloin itself. And silver skin keeps the muscle together, and it's very elastic. So if you were to leave it on, chewing it would be like putting a bunch of rubber bands in your mouth. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. So I'm going to slide my knife horizontally to remove the silver skin, being careful to remove the least amount of meat as I take the silver skin off. So there are two ends to a tenderloin, the butt end, which is the fat end, and the tail end, which is the skinny end. It's the most tender and leanest cut of meat on a cow. The tenderloin runs along the spine of the cow, so it's not a muscle that gets much use. Therefore, that makes it very tender. If you think about like the shoulder or the hind parts of a cow, they get a whole lot of use, and therefore they are tougher cuts of meat. And they also require much different methods of cooking in order to tenderize them enough for pleasurable human consumption. And there's not a whole lot of fat inside the tenderloin muscle itself, which means it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. So when you're making this, it's important to generously season it. I'm going to make a dry rub for this. And once that's all done, I'm going to season this very generously with salt, pepper, steak seasoning, and some dried thyme leaves. I'm just going to let this sit out and let the flavors soak in while I preheat the grill. And I want to cook this when the meat is room temperature and not, cold in the middle. So you can let it sit out for about an hour or so. Use a thermometer when cooking. Don't just guess at when something is done. It will turn out that much better if you use the proper tools to cook with. Next, I'm going to get it on a medium heat grill, and I'm not going to fuss with it all too much. I'm just going to turn it a couple times so that it cooks evenly. And that's going to be about 20 to 25 minutes for a nice medium rare. And that all depends upon the heat on your grill and how you have the temperature set. And also before I slice it, I'm going to let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. And letting it rest will allow all the juices within the muscle itself to be reabsorbed into the muscle and make it nice and juicy. It's all ready to slice, and it looks good. I'm ready to plate it up. It's got a nice fresh tomato, basil, and red onion salad, and some sliced hot cherry peppers on top. And I am ready to eat. So join in today to be part of the Divine Dish Workshop. Learn how to improve your relationship to food and eating. Improve how you feel about yourself and your appearance. Learn how to feed yourself by what your body is asking for. Or you can also become a subscriber and watch all of the recorded workshops and member-only exclusive content at your convenience by clicking the links below in the description box for divinedishwithjason.com. Remember, feed your mind and body with love. And I will see you next time.